Did you know that most people pick up more unhealthy habits in retirement than they did during their working years? According to a recent study, nearly 60% of adults over 70 unknowingly continue routines that actually steal their peace, energy, and even health. These habits aren't always loud or obvious. In fact, most of them feel normal, like just part of everyday life. But they quietly chip away at well-being. The good news is, once you recognize them, they're not hard to change. And today, we're going to talk about exactly that. If you're in your 70s or heading there and want to feel better, sleep better, and live each day with more calm and strength, this is for you. This isn't about doing more. It's about letting go of the things that no longer serve you. Things that once made sense, but now just get in the way. It's about clearing space, mentally, physically, and emotionally, to make room for peace, health, and joy in this powerful season of life. There's a common myth out there that aging is just a slow surrender, that we must accept aches, fatigue, and isolation as normal. But that's simply not true. In fact, aging is an opportunity to thrive, to simplify and focus on what matters most. Let's explore the first few things you should consider stopping after 70 to create that kind of life. Some of them might surprise you. Stop saying, "I'm too old for that." This phrase might feel harmless, but over time, it becomes a wall that blocks new experiences. Whether it's learning something new, trying a hobby, or going on a trip, saying, "I'm too old," sends a message to your brain and body to slow down, give up, or back off. But you're not done learning. You're not done growing. And you're certainly not too old to enjoy what life still has to offer. Drop this phrase from your vocabulary and replace it with, "Let me try," or "Why not me?" You'd be amazed how quickly your mindset shifts. Stop skipping hydration. You've probably heard that thirst fades as we age, and it's true. But that doesn't mean your body needs less water. In fact, dehydration is one of the top reasons seniors end up in the hospital. It affects everything: your mood, energy, digestion, and even your memory. Start your day with a glass of water before coffee. Carry a small bottle with you. Add lemon or a splash of juice if plain water feels dull. Little by little, make hydration a habit again. Your body will thank you. Stop over-apologizing or shrinking yourself. So many older adults, especially women, start shrinking their presence as they age. They apologize for taking up space, for needing help, or for having an opinion. But here's the truth: your voice matters. Your wisdom matters. Your story matters. You've earned your place at every table. Speak clearly. Share freely. Stand tall, even if your posture's not what it used to be. There's power in owning your presence at any age. Stop holding on to clutter, both physical and emotional. Let's talk about stuff. All the objects we collect over the years. That closet filled with clothes from decades ago. The drawer of random batteries. The stacks of papers you haven't looked at in years. These things quietly create noise and stress. But decluttering isn't just about organizing your home. It's about letting go of the past to make peace in the present. Choose one small corner and start there. Give away what no longer brings joy. And while you're at it, consider letting go of emotional clutter, too. Grudges, regrets, comparisons. You don't need to carry them anymore. Stop saying yes to everything. Many seniors fall into the habit of saying yes out of guilt. Yes to extra responsibilities, yes to visits when they're exhausted, yes to things that don't align with their needs anymore. But here's a powerful truth. Every time you say yes to something that drains you, you're saying no to your own peace. It's okay to pause. It's okay to decline. It's more than okay to choose rest, stillness, and what truly matters to you. These first few changes may seem small, but together, they create a massive shift. A shift toward peace, toward wellness, toward living this stage of life not as a slow ending, but as a new, powerful beginning. We still have more to explore. In the next section, we'll look at more hidden habits that might be keeping you stuck, including a few that almost no one talks about, but every senior should know. And if this is already making you think differently, That's a good sign. Because change doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing less of what no longer helps. Stick with me. The journey's just getting started. We've already covered how letting go of old habits and mental blocks can create more space for peace and health after 70. Now, let's continue with a few more things you might need to stop doing. Not because you've failed, but because your well-being deserves protection. Each one of these changes is like opening a window, letting in light, letting in fresh air, letting go of what doesn't serve you anymore. Stop ignoring pain or discomfort. One of the most dangerous habits that often shows up later in life is the tendency to push through pain. Many seniors think aches, joint stiffness, or even frequent headaches are just part of getting older. But pain is your body's way of speaking to you. Ignoring it can lead to bigger problems down the line. Whether it's a nagging back, shortness of breath, or even trouble sleeping, pay attention. It's better to check in with your doctor and catch small issues early than to pretend it's nothing and wait until it becomes something bigger. Stop comparing your energy to your younger self. It's so easy to think, I used to do all this in one day, or I could go for hours without needing rest. But you're not in your 40s or 50s anymore, and that's not a bad thing. You're in a new phase of life with new rhythms. Respect those rhythms. Instead of comparing your energy to what it used to be, focus on using the energy you have wisely. Quality matters more than quantity now. A peaceful walk, a deep conversation, a calm evening. These are powerful uses of energy. Stop watching too much news. Staying informed is important. But there's a difference between being informed and being overwhelmed. Many seniors have the news running all day in the background, and it's draining. Constant negativity, loud debates, and crisis after crisis can trigger anxiety, fear, and even hopelessness. Try limiting news time to once or twice a day, and balance it with uplifting content, a good book, calming music, or shows that make you laugh. Peace begins with what you allow into your mind. Stop pretending you don't need help. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of self-awareness. Yet many older adults feel shame in needing a hand, whether it's with grocery bags, remembering appointments, or managing tech devices. But here's the truth. No one makes it through life alone. Let people in. Allow your loved ones to support you. And if you don't have family nearby, look into local programs or groups. There is strength in being open and honest about your needs. Stop holding back your opinions or feelings. After 70, you've earned the right to speak your truth. And yet, many seniors begin to censor themselves, worried about being seen as old-fashioned or out of touch. But your voice matters. Your thoughts, beliefs, and experiences carry deep value. Don't silence yourself just to keep the peace. Your story can inspire, guide, and comfort others. Share your memories. Speak your values. Let people know who you are, not just who you were. Stop believing that slowing down means you're declining. Your pace might be slower now, and that's perfectly okay. But slowing down does not mean you're giving up. It means you're moving with more intention. There's beauty in slow mornings, quiet afternoons, and peaceful evenings. Life doesn't need to be rushed. In fact, many seniors find that their best years are the ones where they stopped running and started savoring. Stop assuming you can't learn something new. This is a big one. So many older adults believe that learning is only for the young. But the brain never stops being capable of growth. Whether it's learning to cook a new dish, picking up a new language, trying out a smartphone app, or joining an online class, your mind thrives on curiosity. Learning keeps the brain sharp, the spirit young, and the heart open. You don't have to master everything. Just stay curious. What we've talked about so far are not just habits, they're mindsets. And when you shift the way you think, everything around you begins to shift too. You sleep better. You feel calmer. You connect more deeply with others. You enjoy the little things. And here's the beauty of it. It's never too late. You can make these changes today, even right now, and begin experiencing a life that feels lighter, more peaceful, and truly your own. Next, we'll hear how one senior completely transformed their life in their late 70s by letting go of just a few of these habits. Their story will show you what's possible, and it might just inspire your next step. If this is resonating with you, stay with me. There's more insight ahead, and it's all about helping you build a life filled with calm, clarity, and joy. And if you know someone who could use this message, a friend, a neighbor, a loved one, share it with them. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the rest. So far, We've explored some powerful shifts, letting go of pain denial, comparison, overexposure to negativity, and the fear of asking for help. These changes might seem simple, but they can lead to a more peaceful, grounded life after 70. Now let's dive into a real story, one that proves how life can transform at any age when you choose peace over pressure and awareness over autopilot. Meet Helen. Helen was 76 when everything changed. After her husband passed away, she found herself surrounded by well-meaning advice. Join a group, they said. Stay busy. Try dating again. So she did for a while. She filled her calendar, forced smiles, and tried to keep moving. But at night, she felt anxious. Her mind raced. Her chest felt heavy. She realized something. She wasn't grieving. She was avoiding. She was doing what she thought she was supposed to do instead of what she needed to do. One afternoon, Helen sat down with a journal and asked herself a simple question. What do I need to stop doing? Her answer surprised her. She needed to stop pretending she was okay. She needed to stop saying yes when she meant no. She needed to stop numbing herself with nonstop activities. She even needed to stop trying to fix everyone else's problems. So she made changes. She started by clearing her schedule. She took slow walks instead of rushing to events. She spoke honestly with friends. She joined a small grief circle and said things she hadn't told anyone. She allowed silence in her day. And she started gardening again, something she hadn't done since her 50s. It didn't happen overnight. But slowly, Helen began to feel peace return. Not the kind that comes from ignoring pain, the kind that comes from moving through it, gently and honestly. She says now, at 80, that she feels lighter than she did at 60. I stopped doing what drained me, she says, and started doing what felt true. Helen's story isn't rare. It's just rarely told. There are thousands of seniors just like her, who made the decision to stop performing, stop pretending, and stop pushing themselves in ways that only added stress. And in that decision, they found freedom. Let's reflect on a few final habits that might be holding you back, ones you might not even realize you're still carrying. Stop apologizing for needing time alone. It's okay to need space. In fact, it's essential. Some people thrive in constant company, others don't. If you've always been someone who enjoys solitude, don't feel guilty about that now. And if you've only recently started to enjoy your own company, that's beautiful too. Alone doesn't mean lonely. It can mean peaceful, reflective, and deeply nourishing. Stop trying to please everyone. After 70, people often become more aware of their time. But even then, it's easy to fall into old habits, especially the habit of saying yes when you want to say no. Whether it's family, friends, or neighbors, you don't owe anyone your energy if it leaves you drained. Learn to say, let me think about that, or simply, not today. You've given enough in your lifetime. Now it's time to give yourself the gift of boundaries. Stop keeping quiet about your dreams. You're never too old to have dreams. Whether it's traveling to a new place, learning to play the piano, writing your life story, or starting a new tradition, your dreams matter. Sometimes people assume it's too late, or they'll be laughed at for wanting more. But you get to define what more means. Speak your dreams. Write them down. Share them with someone who supports you. Stop underestimating the power of rest. Rest is more than sleep. It's time to recharge your spirit. It's permission to sit in the sun, close your eyes, and just breathe. In a world that often glorifies productivity, choosing rest is a bold act. It tells your body and mind, you are safe now. You don't have to rush. You've done enough. When we strip away all the unnecessary stress, noise, and habits we no longer need, we make room for the things that matter most: clarity, health, joy, and connection. There's no magic number when peace starts. It begins the moment you decide to stop what's no longer helping you. In the final part, we'll tie it all together with a simple summary of everything we've explored and a gentle invitation to take your next small step. Make sure to stick around. And if you haven't yet, consider sharing this with a friend. Let's take a moment to breathe and look back at everything we've walked through together. We began by uncovering some of the silent habits that quietly steal our peace: denying pain, comparing ourselves to others, taking on too much negative information, or being too proud to ask for help. These are more than just behaviors. They're beliefs that we often carry into our later years, not realizing they can weigh us down. But when we bring these habits into the light, we also give ourselves a chance to let go of them. We then heard Helen's story, a quiet but powerful reminder that real transformation can begin at any age. That story wasn't just about grief. It was about permission. The permission to change, to say no, to find peace on your own terms. And as we continued, we explored even more habits worth reconsidering. The pressure to please everyone, the guilt of enjoying alone time, the idea that rest needs to be earned, and the myth that dreaming ends after a certain age. So where does that leave us? It leaves us with choice. It leaves us with awareness. And it leaves us with the deep understanding that a peaceful and healthy life after 70 isn't about adding more. It's often about releasing what no longer serves us. Here's a simple truth. Life doesn't stop being meaningful just because we stop doing certain things. In fact, it often becomes more meaningful because of what we no longer carry. When you give yourself the freedom to stop overcommitting, stop overthinking, stop proving, and stop apologizing, you open space for what truly matters. More time for connection, more clarity in your day, more energy for the things you actually love, and most of all, more peace inside your own skin. Let's recap the key points. Stop ignoring or minimizing your emotional pain. It deserves attention, not avoidance. Stop comparing your path to others. You're on your own unique journey. Stop letting news and negativity flood your mind. Protect your peace. Stop thinking asking for help is weakness. It's often a doorway to strength. Stop apologizing for needing space. Solitude can be sacred. Stop trying to please everyone. You have the right to set boundaries. Stop keeping your dreams to yourself. They still matter. Stop acting like rest is a reward. It's a necessity. You don't need to tackle all of these at once. You don't need to be perfect. But even one small shift, one habit paused or let go, can make a world of difference in your day-to-day life. A peaceful and healthy life after 70 doesn't mean being passive. It means being intentional. It means listening inward instead of only reacting outward. And it means trusting that your well-being is worth protecting and nurturing every single day. And here's the beautiful part. When you stop doing what drains you, you naturally make more space for what energizes and heals you. More joy, more simplicity, more moments where you feel calm, centered, and deeply alive. If you're ready to take one small step today, try this. Choose just one habit from this list and decide to pause it. Just for a day. See how it feels. No pressure, just observation. That's where change really begins. Not in the big leaps, but in the quiet, steady shifts we make inside ourselves. And if this message has stirred something in you, if you saw yourself in any of these stories or reflections, know that you're not alone. There are countless others who are quietly making these same shifts every day. If you feel like sharing, we'd love to hear your story in the comments. What have you stopped doing after 70 that made your life better? What habits are you ready to release? And if this video brought value to your day, take a moment to like, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Golden Daily Life. Because the more we lift each other up, the more peaceful and healthy all of our lives can become. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being part of this journey.